We Chat with Nazi is a program that's geared towards youth empowerment through creativity. On this program, we'll touch down with professional creators who will give you core information on how to be better and successful at creating. So tune in Thursday evenings at 6 to 7 p.m. on Roots 96.1 FM, the station to own your creative talent. Let's tune in right now to the Phil We Chat with Nazi Creative Show right here on Roots 96.1 FM. I tell you, it's the only station to own your creative talent. Nazi's in the building again. Owen, it's been a long time, right? Oh my God, I had to did some Usain Bolt running, I tell you, to reach the studio on time. So I just want to say thank you, listeners and viewers, for waiting on me. I just want to welcome all my listeners in Jamaica and overseas, and all my youths. A pleasant good afternoon to you. All right, so we know we have a blazing set this afternoon, and we're going to be having very important information shared here, so you want to stick and stay. First up, we know we have What's Going On Youth, and What's Going On Youth, we have a Calabar student from Calabar High School. His name is Kadrin Stewart, and he is a basketball player and student athlete, so you want to stick and stay to hear much more from him later on in the show. We also have our special guest creator segment, and our special guest creator this afternoon wears many hats. She is a media presenter, producer, director. She's on your TV screen on Weekend Smile TVJ, on ER Report TVJ. You can't miss her. This is Debbie Bissoon I'm talking about this afternoon. She'll be giving you some core information, so you want to stick and stay for that. Youths, I tell you all the time to take out your notebooks, because this is the segment for you. And anyone who's interested in this segment, you should stick and stay right here. Debbie Bissoon will give you some core information this afternoon. And you know, Phil We Time with Nazi is the entertainment segment of the show. And yes, we'll be having Vizadon blazing the set. What did I say? Vizadon will be blazing the set this afternoon live in studio. He's gonna done it up. That's right, he's gonna be blazing the set this afternoon, so you want to stick and stay to this creative show this afternoon. Promises to be very entertaining and informative, so stick and stay to this creative show on Roots 96.1 FM. We'll be right back.
When you know anything in life that's worth doing is worth doing well. A positive start, bring a positive end. Stay focused. If you see what you want, you can be what you want and achieve what you want to be. If you know what you want and you reap what you plant, you will reach where you want to be. Okay then, although the struggle in a giddy and me know them well rough. Hey young man, hold up your head, no look from side to side, just keep your focus. Hear me now, mix up the hard work and the respect, make the success enough. Hey young girl, no make no trod without the most, I cause of him come first. Brawling, if you see what you want, you can be what you want and achieve what you want to be. Be what you wanna be. If you know what you want and you reap what you plant, you will reach where you wanna be. Sing it with me. I know you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. I know you can do it.
All right, So we're going to head right into what's going on youth segment. Did you hear my new song for my segment? Duke Stennett, big up yourself. Now we'll hear from Kadrian Stewart.
Good afternoon, Kadrian Stewart, and welcome to the Fluid Chat with Nancy Creative Show. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thanks for asking. It's a pleasure being here.
Okay. All right. So tell us a little bit about yourself. I know that you love basketball. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Kadrian Stewart. I attend Calabar High School. I'm doing engineering and business in Upper Six right now, as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
And I play basketball, as you guys know. That's why I'm here. I'm the captain for Calabar High School under 19 team, and we're currently in the semifinals, being held at JC on the 11th of January, playing against JC.
All right. So tell us a little bit about the challenges, some of the challenges you may have as a student athlete and also as a basketball player. How do you balance both?
So, um, it's it's both here and there. It has its ups and downs, but really and truly, it's just about time management and discipline. That's the that's the main two factors that you need to have: time management and discipline. Just like the verse, faith without work is dead. So,
Amen. Faith without works is dead. And because you say
yes,
that, I have to put in my little 2 cents about that. How does God factor into your life as a student
he's
and as
he's
a,
a major
person?
role. He plays a major role because my mom, she's a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all my family are Christian, so I grew up in a Christian home. So I've learned from a very young age that God is the answer, and
Mm-hmm.
in any time, any troubles, just look to God, and He'll answer your prayers.
Amen. Wonderful. All right. Can you tell us if you have any mentors in this field that you're in right now?
My coaches, they're great factors in the game that I play today, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I am. And also, my mom, she pushes me very much, and my stepdad also.
Okay. All right. And tell us a little bit about your alma mater. I see that you're
Oh,
wearing
it's
your Rabalac Calabar shirt. Okay. I know everybody's out there is like, okay, JC, But anyway, we're Calabar. And tell us a little bit about your alma mater.
Calabar High School. Wow. As my principal would say, it's the best school in the hemisphere. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it goes without saying. It's a very wonderful school. Um, the staffs that are there, guidance counselors, they're doing such a great job of their students. Are they enter as boys and come out as men?
Mm-hmm. I like that. You enter as boy and come out as a man. And which grade are you in? You didn't tell us that. Which grade are you
I'm
currently in?
in upper six, my last
Oh,
year.
okay. You're representing in your last year. All right. So have you had any competitions in basketball that stands out to you or as an athlete?
Yes. There recently was a three versus three competition. It's a very brand new competition.
Mm-hmm.
It's Jersey Mike's Classic. We went down to Mobay, to Montego Bay. We played the different we played Central, Southern, and Western
Mm-hmm.
to win the. We ended up winning the league, the 3v3 competition. We ended up
Mm-hmm.
winning it that, and I got the second most top scorer for that
Mm-hmm.
league. So
Okay.
it's a great accomplishment that I've obtained so far. Hopefully,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully, and more unlikely, we'll win this league
All
coming
right. And where do you
coming up.
want to take this? Do you want to make this professional, a part of your, career in your life?
Yes, I aspire to proceed doing basketball
Mm-hmm.
as a career path.
Right. So you did say you're an athlete as well. Does that mean that you're good at track and field and all of that?
Yes, I once did track and football. Well, all
Mm-hmm.
the sports, but now I'm mainly focused on basketball, and I'm supposed to be entering the taekwondo competition that's coming up soon. So I'll also
Mm-hmm.
be doing that.
Taekwondo,
Yes,
multifaceted. So what does that mean? Boxing? Is it kind of like that, or karate or something?
karate/kickboxing.
Okay, karate slash kickboxing. That seems to
Yeah.
be very hectic. You want to protect those hands, right? Because you're gonna use them to do the basketball things, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now that school is back from all that has happened with COVID and all of that, how did you feel about that in that past era, to now? Is school change? Is things different pretty much?
Mm, it's vice versa, I would say,
Mm-hmm.
because in some aspects, we prefer online. In some aspects, we prefer face to face. So it's not really a one way thing. It's multi ways. And even with basketball, like um, when COVID came into play, that was a very devastating year because there were so many opportunities coming about for me and
Mm-hmm.
my fellow teammates and players, and we missed out on a lot since the COVID. And because it was pandemic, we had to stay inside, so we
Mm-hmm.
didn't get to train as much as we wanted to develop our games. So
Mm-hmm.
it's been a setback, but at the end of the day, we thank God that it's over now and we get to start again.
Mm-hmm. So you would say that the integration of online school is necessary today then?
Yes, it is. It is because it's more of a modern world now where technology is a major factor.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say it's a good thing and not
All
just a
right.
bad thing.
So I have to ask you though, which basketball player is your favorite basketball player?
Okay, people always ask me that question, but the answer remains the same. It varies because
Mm-hmm.
I'm a point guard. I enroll my game from different point guard aspects and
Mm-hmm.
also bigs because sometimes I play in the post, sometimes I play pro. But my favorite players, because I don't have one in specific,
Mm-hmm.
are LeBron James, Ja Morant, and Kyrie Irving.
All right. You don't hear no Scottie Pippen, no Jordan, no none of those old school guys.
And,
It's more
now
new
more in the
school
school
guys, right? Okay.
is
All right. So in the next 5 years, where would you see yourself going?
I would see myself getting a scholarship to go overseas to play
Mm-hmm.
college basketball, and
Mm-hmm.
hopefully I can attain a D1 scholarship or hopefully to the NBA.
All right. That sounds positive. 5 years time. All right. And do you aspire to have any other, like a business someday?
Yes, yes. As I stated earlier, I'm in the engineering field and the
Mm-hmm.
business department, so I'm more of an architectural company minded person or construction business wise.
And that would be your business. All right. I know that
Yes.
many youths are listening and they would want to know what keeps you motivated, what you think you could tell these youths to keep them motivated, even while they're going to school, and even being a multifaceted person like you, doing many things. How do they manage this in school and even when they leave school?
As I like how I motivate myself is, as I said, for one, God Almighty. Just believe in God, believe in yourself, because if nobody else believes in you, you have to believe and be there for yourself.
Mm-hmm. All right. You hear that? So you have to believe in yourself and you have to trust God in the process. Wonderful. And we just heard from Kadron. see here his name, Kadron, very unusual name. Kadron Stewart, thank you so much for coming on the show this afternoon. And could you tell us where we could find you on social media if we want to keep up with you in your basketball games?
It's Humble Kid on Instagram. The Humble, it's h.u.m.bl._kid. You can follow me there.
All right. And is there anybody you want to big up before you come off this afternoon?
I would say big up to my mom, stepdad, dad, friends, family, everyone all around the world. Big up.
All right. And can we just hear mommy name and daddy name, please? Can you just say mom?
Jessica Campbell and Kenita Stewart.
All right, Mr. Stewart, thank you so much for coming on the show this afternoon, and we definitely wish you the best on this creative show. We hope that, when we look on later on in life, we'll see you on the big screens, dunking those balls in those nets. Big up yourself and have a wonderful afternoon, and thank you so much again for coming on the show.
Yes, thank you very much, and same to you. It's a pleasure being here.
All right.
Yeah, you just got to stay focused. Keep your eyes on the prize. You know what I mean? And just be wise. You got to work hard for what you want. Okay. You can be what you wanna be. Don't give up, don't give up. Hey, keep your eyes on your hopes and dreams. Don't give up, don't give up. No, no man, nobody's for your destiny. Just don't give up, and be what you wanna be. Wanna be a persistence and determination. You got to be yourself and no other one. Work for your dreams, you have to stay strong so you can't give up. Aye, cause you can be what you want to, achieve what you want to. Remember about the killer so you can be a start to. Okay, you can be what you wanna be. Don't give up, don't give up. Aye, you got to keep up your hopes and dreams. Don't give up, don't give up. Hey, no man, nobody's for your destiny. Just don't give up, don't give up. Cause be what you wanna be. Hey, just be strong. Work hard for your hopes and dreams. Stay persistent. Big up Nazi. Creative show. Spread the word, Nazi. I make the people them know. Treasure said that. Okay.
All right. I told you that I'm going to be giving you vibe this afternoon, right? Well, we definitely have vibe on the set this afternoon. Visor Don. He's going to don up my set this afternoon, correct?
What am I saying now?
Yes, champion around here.
The
so definitely we're going to go straight into this performance from Visor Don.
Yes, man. I can't hear it and I turn it up in my headphone there.
Aside, kanida spela for
I mean, I say, read the land, what go on? Yo, bigger, give them a split, them say you're real, yeah. I mean, I say, Nancy, big up yourself. Over there in a shame line, I want money, slouch you lose. How we go? Give them a split, them say you're real. We say the gabba done and man, I switch up, what's the deal, yeah. Me put me heart in the freezer. No me na me soul dark and nothing me no feel, yeah. Them do me things me wouldn't do to them. Time of the master, but I know man a heal. Anywhere we see them 9 ball, I go great. Them will I fit come like a back of failure. And no friend to the end like Chucky, yeah. Cause we no deal in a child's play. We never know, say yes, so them are dirty. Them a say art, I love that are the right way. We give them love until we all out. Them never help when we fall down. So now we can't pour we out. Cause last week's my they tell we say we nah know. Love friend and make money that me depend. And me alone born in a world. Yeah, big up me brother them although me never need a second. Me see the play, me see them slip up every day. Them take me kindness to weakness and I use it as a weapon. Me right hand violate me so me start to play the left hand, yeah. Now tell me something but that size it a tooth for a tooth or an eye for an eye, yeah. And no friend to the end like Chucky, yeah. Cause we not deal in a child's play. We never know say so them are dirty. Them a say I love that are the right way. We give them love until we all out. Them never help us when we fall down. So now we can't pour we can't out. Cause last week's man they tell we say we not none. I mean I say big up Radel and Nazi. Over there.
That's right.
Creative show, you know.
Vibing up my
What
set
am I
this
saying now?
afternoon. That's right, vibes are done. And we have more coming later on in the show, so you want to stick and stay for
Yeah,
that.
more forward, man.
Yeah, we'll be right back on this creative show this afternoon, right here on Roots 96.1 FM.
Are you creative or want to be a part of the creative industry? Well, Phil We Chat with Nazi is a program that's geared towards youth empowerment through creativity. On this program, we'll touch down with professional creators who will give you core information on how to be better and successful at creating. So tune in Thursday evenings at 6 to 7 p.m. on Roots 96.1 FM, the station to own your creative talent.
Become the hero on the scene by taking the COVID vaccine. Get vaccinated as soon as you get all the facts. Don't listen to the rumors. This vaccine might just make it possible for teachers to sit face to face with schoolers. This vaccine make it safer for everybody, from the young to the elderly. Don't you want to go back to living normally when things were more orderly? And if you want to live a long good life, then we all have to do what's right. So let's get vaccinated along with the heroes on the front line.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. All carry-on items should now be stowed securely, either in an overhead bin or under the seat in front of you.
Join me, Sugar Wayne Watkins, every Friday afternoon, 2 p.m. until 5:30 p.m. for The Flight. Coming through the airwaves of Roots 96.1 FM. The Flight is a musical journey with features and information. That's The Flight, Fridays, 2 p.m. until 5:30 p.m. with your host, Sugar Wayne Watkins, on Roots 96.1 FM, the voice of the inner city.
It's a time of spiritual enrichment. Yes, tune into the Enrichment Gospel Hour every Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern with highly favored Blake, as we strive to enrich your lives through music, prayer, and the inspired Word of God. We also have live interviews with gospel ministers as they share their ministry. Tune into Roots 96.1 FM and Roots FM on YouTube and Facebook. Tune in and be blessed.
And now we've reached our special guest creator segment. And my special guest creator this afternoon is Debbie Bissoon. I'll read a little bio about her. Deborah Debbie Bissoon is a name that, when mentioned, reverberates throughout the entire entertainment industry. One of the few female bosses in the music sphere. Bissoon wears multiple hats, from TV, radio host to MC extraordinaire to the most recently festival manager. Also a devoted mother, sister, and daughter, Bissoon makes no qualms about what has led her into her growth and development throughout the years. She is a stickler for balance. She believes that once you learn to juggle all one's responsibilities, success is inevitable. This is my special guest creator this afternoon, Debbie Bissoon. Hello.
Hi, Nazi.
Hi, Debbie. How are you?
I'm very, very good. Hello to all of your listeners and your viewers. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, our special guest creator this afternoon, man. You wear many hats, so we have to get into a lot of things with you this afternoon, you know. All right. So tell us, Debbie, how you got into producer, presenting, and all of that.
It started really at high school. Ironically enough, I wanted to pursue law, and then I had an outside broadcast come to my school with Richie B first, and then one with Paula and Porter, who I got the opportunity to host with. And I've told this story so many times. Persons who were listening to the broadcast actually thought it was another radio presenter who was presenting with her. And she encouraged me, along with my teachers at the time and my peers, to pursue media because they thought that I was a natural fit, really. And then I said to myself, I don't want to be confined around the desk every single day if I'm to pursue law. I love entertainment. I've always been a part of a choir or some singing group. I've always been singing. I love music, so I said, you know what? Entertainment media it is. And I'm very, very happy I started in that way. I started with E-Prime officially on TVJ while finishing up my last year at UWI. And while at UWI, I was doing things like producing radio shows that were there. I was hosting several events, across the campus of different type of genres, from very raw entertainment to principal and vice chancellor events. And so, it kind of just happened and I just stuck with it. I decided in my mind, this is what I was going to do. And no matter what, this was my calling and I had to just answer it.
And tell us, I know you must have had mentors that, guided you throughout your time there, Can you tell us about some of your mentors?
Absolutely. I was doing, at UWI, I did language communication and a minor in entertainment. And a couple of my mentors were and are, some of them still, Dr. Dennis Howard, who actually pushed me even farther and would tell me if there were auditions happening that he would hear about and say to me, boy, they go audition. And, for many people who may not know this, radio is my first love. And I had no interest whatsoever of doing television. And it was Dennis who said to me, Dr. Howard, who said to me, there is this audition happening for RETV, and I think we should go. And I said, but I don't want to do a TV business, but nobody know my face every minute, and just, want to go on business and just their supermarket and nobody know who I be. You know what I mean? And I just want to have a good voice on radio and that's it. And he said to me, go ahead and try it out. And that's what, kind of led me to get a spot on at TVJ, because he said RETV, but it was really for a spot on TVJ to do E-Prime. So that was a big surprise for me. There was also Dr. Sonia Stanley Nair, who was one of my teachers doing studies, Dr. Donna Hope as well. They were very instrumental in guiding me, because coming from Clarendon, I didn't have much in terms of a point of reference. I didn't have many people to kind of help me to navigate, from coming to UE and then transitioning into a professional lifestyle. Not many people, from Clarendon would kind of say, I've had an experience in media. And so it was very, very helpful that they kind of took me under their wing, even as lecturers, and just to help me to navigate my way through. I'm very, very grateful to them. I always pick them up every chance I get. I say thank you.
All right. And what are some of the challenges that you had along the way, starting out in the communications and media, TV world?
The truth is, I did not do media. So that's before I said the language communication and minor in entertainment. So I literally had to learn on the job. And there are things, yes, I was an excellent speaker. My voice sounds very unique, They said I had a look. I said, all right, no problem. I'll take that one. So I had a great producer called Sharon Schroeder. For many persons who may know her from Digital Rising Stars, she was my first producer for E-Prime. And she really held my hand to kind of navigate my way through. I'm from Clarendon. I'm a fast speaker. So I had to learn to slow down so that people could hear what I was saying, because from Clarendon, so we're trying up a word, and them something I would talk fast. But I had to learn how to, become a better presenter in that kind of way. And also kind of getting used to the dynamics of being in a work environment with very technically qualified people, and learning just, how to kind of take the recommendations that they would give and be very humble about the process that I was going through. So it really was a learning experience having started in ePrime. And also, as a young person, I tweeted this recently, there are some persons out there who are banking on your enthusiasm and your ignorance. So I also had to learn how to really and truly navigate my own way through this business by educating myself beyond what I was being given, because there are some persons out there that have no problem at all to use you because you're just very excited to be in the spot that you're in. And I had to learn how to stand on my own 2 feet and defend myself.
Well, I mean, I was gonna ask you, what are some of the attitudes that one should have, but you just noted some of them right there. But definitely, what would you want your legacy though to be in this industry, Debbie Bissoon?
I'm very, very happy you asked that. Trust me, Nazi, I'm very happy you asked that because for me, I want to be able to showcase people with hidden talents. Or talents that have been sat on and ignored. When I did ePrime, I remember saying to my church family at the time, I said to them, listen to me, I want to open the doors for everybody who has a talent. And that does not only mean singers who are established, but just up and coming artists, persons who are not just singing in front of the stage, but behind in terms of backup singers, engineers, visual artists, creators, people in the creative industry who are often ignored because of the type of art that they actually do. I want to be able to be a platform, a voice for them, that they were able to actually get seen, get heard, get noticed. I've carried this over even into a production that I do and I own called Farm Chicks that I do with my sister, which showcases the farmers across Jamaica, not just the farmers. A lot of the times, some of the things that we do as media is concentrated in the very urban spaces. But as a rural girl, I go inside the very rural parts of Jamaica because a lot of the times we don't hear from our rural people. We don't get to see them on front page. We don't get to see them on TV. We don't get to hear them on radio. And so I went around to, over 20 farms for 2 seasons and got the farmers them to talk about their own journeys. And, a lot of them appreciated the fact that they were able to be seen on TV. Them feel like them a celebrity now in them communities. And it gives me such joy, to be able to use the talents that I now have, having my own company, my own production company as well, to give them that opportunity, to be seen and heard and celebrated.
And tell us a little bit more about Farm Chicks, man, because we know I follow it on Instagram, so definitely tell us a little bit more about it.
No, listen, this was a project from my heart because, again, Clarendonian, we grew a lot of things in our backyards. There was a time when my father, rest his soul, had about 100 goats in the back of the yard, right?
Right.
So I used to go to the bush with him as well and ride on the goat back. I had 2 goats that called Bello and Blacker, and there was a main goat inside the lot called Washi that was making sure that we had more goats, if you know what I mean, right? He was populated the herd. So there was Washi, and that was my experience. The things that we ate are the things that we grew in the back of our yard, and we grew up on that kind of thing. And having now had a child, I thought to myself, and yes, I'm in Kingston. You get most things off the shelf in the supermarkets. But I also thought about how increasing the manufacturing industry has become. We get a lot of the things that we can actually grow out of a can. And yes, I know it may be, more accessible for us, just to be able to just grab a can of ackee and grab a can of them all, put out cassava now in a can and all of these things, yams and these things. But think about the fact that you don't know how these things were grown. You don't know the level of preservatives that they do have inside these cans, and also the implications, the long-term results that it has on our health. And, those concerns became real to me when I had a child, because I said to myself, boy, Debbie, I'd like to be here a little while with my son. I don't want to be getting all kind of health problems because of the fact that, I'm not eating well. So let me go back to the ground that I know, And so I joined forces with my sister, my younger sister, and we decided that, let us showcase to Jamaica, you know, how cool farming is, how important it is to grow your own food, you know, how important it is to be knowledgeable about where your food is from, and to showcase our farmers in another way, because oftentimes we look at farming as, you know, you do it as a last resort, you know, as a poor man's job. But some of the most wealthiest people inside this country, Nazi, are actually farmers,
right,
and fisher folks, right? Because some of them who I've met have grown their food, they have sold their food. They don't have people who, you know, they're off the grid so much, they don't even use GPS. They have solar. Yeah, so I mean, it's an industry that's underserved, and that's why we're serving it.
All right, that's Farm Chicks with Debbie Bissoon. All right, so how do you really juggle everything? Because we know you do MCing too, you know, and you're a producer and all of that. How do you juggle everything? How do you organize, you know, keep going, keep a flow?
Let me tell you something, Nancy. This is something that I just, boy, I'm going to tell you, sometimes I just take it as it comes, but there are times where, like, you know, I try to be very, very clear and, you know, plan out my day-to-day routine. Of course, you know, I have to hire additional help for sure. But, you know, the good thing about what I do is that I love what I do. So oftentimes it does not feel like work. And in the instances that I can't do it, like even over the holiday season, where we got those 2 days after Christmas, we had a Boxing Day and then an extra Boxing Day. I remember waking up in the house and be like, something wrong today. Like, we're not supposed to go do something today. We're supposed to get on the road. Like, I literally drove out of my house, went on the road, and then I realized everybody lock up them place. I had to go back inside and to my partner. I said, darling, did you realize that today is like a real holiday? Nobody's on the road. It feels very unusual to me because I love what I do. And it gives me such, you know, a pleasurable experience, an inspiring experience to do the things that I love. So, you know, sometimes it's hard, but it also helps because I feel fulfilled at the end of the day that I'm doing, you know, something that I'm called to do. So it feels good.
All right. And that leads me to ask you, you know, about these youths who are interested in your field, of many hats that you wear, you know, if they can do one or two or three, you know, what would be your encouragement to them, you know, with this field that you're in?
You know, I've said to young people all the time, Nazi, I've spoken up by UE, I've spoken by UTech, I've spoken at several high schools, primary schools, and I've said to youngsters who have interest in media that don't just learn one part of it. It helps to learn all of it. So even though you're not the audio technician, learn about the audio work. Because if anything at all happens and you may need you know, to stand in for the audio technician for any reason at all, the show must go on. And so you should be able to navigate your way through multiple disciplines inside media. If you're not the producer, shadow a producer. Learn how to produce a show. If you're not the writer, shadow a writer and learn it. I'm big on observing people at work, you know, and I think I learned a lot of the things that I learned out of assimilation and really just offering my services for free.
Right.
And a lot of people right now don't want to do nothing at all for free.
Don't want to volunteer.
But internships have helped me a lot. My first internship was actually with Shaggy when he used to have Big Yard, right? And at Cyclone Big Yard, along with his then manager, Robert Livingston. And that is how we planned the first Shaggy and Friends show. And planning the first Shaggy and Friends show gave me information to do events management and events planning, right? And at that time I was at UE and I did that internship there. And it was Robert Livingston who RJR called and asked, okay, so she worked with you, you know, what kind of person is she? And he was able to say, listen, if you guys don't hire her, because I know this is what she wants to do,
right,
I'm going to take it back from you. So, you know, those experiences really helped me a lot. You know, and while I was at RJR as well, I remember being inside the studio sometimes with Michael Sharp, rest his soul, because Michael is such a walking wealth of information, and he helped me so much in terms of understanding proper production, television setup, television crew, writing for news versus writing for entertainment, because it's very, very different how to reword a script, the right questions to ask in terms of an interview, that kind of thing. So it really helps to go out on a limb for yourself. So do not get comfortable in that which you've started out in. Please stretch yourself and learn other things. And your later self will thank you for it. Trust me, you can have your own production company and you can actually clients and build your own content.
Oh my goodness, a whole wealth of information here, Debbie. All right, youths, I hope you listened. All right, Debbie, can you tell us if you have anything coming up where we can watch you and where we should follow you on Instagram? Instagram is a place right now, right? And Facebook and all the other places.
Yeah, well, I'm on all the social media platforms. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok. Farm Chicks season 3 is coming up. I'm super excited about that. I was just coming from an event that was hosted a while ago for HNL Agro. And I'm already very excited for the year that, it's going to be for Farm Chicks and for the other projects I'm doing as well. I'm so grateful to collaborate with other productions. Like last year, we did Nestle for Healthier Kids in terms of production. I was director on that show. And then there was Maggie Food Court earlier on in that year. The year before, there was Beyond the Bar that China K hosted. So I'm very happy to be collaborating with other production units. So there are some productions coming up. I can't speak about them just yet, but I think they will be good. And please DM me as well. If you're in media and you'd like to get an opportunity, because right now I'm looking for crew. I'm looking for crew right now. And just send me whatever it is that your specialty is, and I will definitely see if there is space, because I am looking now to outfit the productions that we do have coming up with some new members. All right. Reach out to me at Debbie Bissoon on Instagram. I do answer my DMs, or on TikTok or on, Twitter, and let's make magic this year.
All right. I'm sending my resume now. All right. Debbie Bissoon. All right, Debbie, thank you so much for coming on the show. Oh boy, I got a lot of information here, and thank you so much again. And continue to do great things in this industry, all right?
Thank you so much, Nazi, and congratulations to you and the hardworking team at Roots, all right? Bless up.
All right. Our featured entertainer this afternoon is none other than Vizadon, and we're going to be finding out some things about Vizadon this afternoon. And then afterwards, we want to get into the performance, because I can't wait to get into this interview right now. Right, Viza? All right, Vizadon, tell them who you are and when you started out.
Well, Vizadon is just a humble youth from Trenchtown. Went to Mona High School. You know what I mean? As I'm saying, it's just a humble youth. There's nothing really to it. You know what I mean? It's just a youth that just I go try to do music. I started out doing music in about 2009. And here I am now. You know what I mean? A couple years later, and we're here.
And we said, well, man, music loud. All right, which songs are you promoting now?
I have a song called Switch Up that's produced by Talk of the Town Music and Badasai Music.
All right, we just heard that a while ago.
Yeah, man. So the visual is out now, so the people can go look up that and look.
So Vizadon on YouTube, Vizadon.
Yeah, man, Vizadon everywhere.
All right, and tell us though if you have any show coming up where we can come and see you live.
No, not at the moment, but we're working on some singles now.
So you see, you get an exclusive this afternoon. All right. So tell us, tell the youths who want to be an entertainer like you, what they should do.
Well, first and foremost, it's not just about entertaining because it's a business. It's called music business. So you realize that the word business is bigger than music.
All right.
So my advice to anybody that wants to go into the industry is to learn the business, because what you find over the years is that a lot of the veteran artists, them not in a good standings with their financials and stuff, because back in the day them never really know much about the business per se. So would advise any youngster, just learn the business, take the time out to learn the business, you know what I mean, and start your own record label, you know what I mean. You can make the money comes straight to you. Cut out the third man, you know what I mean. I can still work with the producer, them big up the producer, them, as you may say, but it's good to have knowledge and it's good to extend yourself. You know what I mean? So just learn the business. That's the best advice I can give to anyone.
You hear that? It's bigger. The business is bigger than the entertainment. Man. So you got to learn the business. Right. Visor Don. So tell us, I'd listened to Champion. It's a big song. I know this is a big song. You're going to be singing it this afternoon?
I can do a little something.
All right, please, because we're going to get into the vibes right now. So you know that Visor Don is a humble youth, but him voice loud. And you just heard voice, Switch It Up and all of these things. And you learn a little things about him this afternoon. And he's going to be performing now. So we have to get ourselves in our energy, energy boosting. So what you say, Owen? We ready? We're ready for the energy.
Man, ready, man.
Start it now.
Somebody in the headphone there. We are the talk of the town. We have in the sun, sunny gone for the crown. That a little bit of money bigger. Warm to the, you're rich and not talk. Warm to the sound. Them girl a shake to the than the money enough. We start from the ground, but I say now we up. We hotter than a fire, so them good to call we up. Life sweet, nazi, this stuff, yeah. Them see the fresh, but them not get the picture. We money up, we getting richer. Benz in a garage, tell them put it on his early, you know, see the figure. Hey, mansion, good villa, ching ching, good a million. Them gala sing, say them on a winner. For the bling bling, she got a nothing now. We are the talk of the town. We have in the sun, sunny gone for the crown. That a little bit of money, nazi. Warm to the pounds, yeah, rich and not talk. Warm to the, hey, them gala shake for the than the money enough. We start from the ground, but I say, no, up. We hotter than a fire, so them good to call up. Live CJB, this stuff, yeah. Hey, when them a question who are the best man, with them a made span Visor Don with the next one bigger. We know the yes man who are the next plan. 4 or 5 dog that we press pan. Anybody for the late dog, they made the trust pan. Every day a girl Louis V dog. Could get son him a play with the nookie so she get a next. We have in the sun, sunny gone for the crown. That a little bit of money bigger. Warm to the pounds, every time I talk. Warm to the sound. Them girl a shake for the than the money enough. We start from the ground, but I sign hurry up. We hotter than a fire, so them could call we up. Live CJB, this stuff, yeah.
All right. We're still vibing over here. You have more?
Yeah, man, we have more, man. Piece of champion around this.
All right, we're going to do something.
I say big up Radio Land. Big up every youth to know that I'm a champion. Champion! Hey. Sure, me know the thing going on. One money, Slouchy, you lose, What am I saying now? Woo! Right and now we are champion. And with the belt, them have to crown we champion. All about the wealth and we are making money. Champion. Me I tell you straight, make you know say you can't violate, then a pam pam. Them can't drop we undefeated. Me with the status, everywhere champ. Rich nigga boss up and make it 8 figure. Clocks for me foot. What do Vietnam? Could do find breakfast? Now we have dinner. R.I.P. to the past for the future. They on a streak, man a peak, man a winner. Greatness day in the thoughts of the youth, yeah. Be a girl a scream for the team, cause them want see the champions. How with the belt them have to crown we champion. All about the wealth and we are making money. Champion. Me I tell you straight, make you know say you can't violate, then a pam pam. Them can't drop we undefeated. We dep on the gravel. All about my legacy, put it in the novel. Big house on the hill, so we have to make it happen. Lace up my boots and skip over the tackle, yeah. Give me the leather, put it on the flank. Now slow down from gas inna the tank. Big league, big things, so we live inna the bank. Mummy tanks come in, you fi tell us that you give birth to a champion. How with the belt, them a fi crown we champion. We all about the wealth and we a make him money. Hey, me a tell you straight, make you know say you can't violate, then a pam pam. Them can't drop we undefeated. Is it one done yet? We have a piece of trench down around there.
Oh,
I'm representing from a place, though.
That's right.
No, we are Kingston, Jamaica. Next stop, Trench Town.
Vines are done, and echo one, another one. Hear me now, fire wind. Oh, Roots 96, Trench Town. Welcome to the city, when a man not show no pity. Big city light and everything a shine bright. Politician them a paint a picture like Picasso. Down your dark inna the ghetto with no pretty. Gunshot a echo inna the distance, and guns and submachines. Cut off with jeans and gabardine. Shatter them a beat it and no care. People living in a fear. The body on the ground. You better watch your step on when you step off, yeah. You better watch your steam them when you let off, yeah. Road boy, watch your mouth and what you say. It's like you don't remember when you're there. Oh, tell you, you're there at Trench Town. Welcome to Rima. Wilton Garden Action Pack in the scheme, yeah. Trench Town, this a Bob Marley place. Reggae music, the home of the great. Say down your rough, dirty tough. Pitney cannot go to school. Mother no money, cause the pressures of the system make him run, go pick it up. Now smaddy have to feel it, cause no food not in a tummy. Last week, up on the ground them pick him up. Him never know the badness was only for a time. He never see this, and we just want to live it up. Right now we making money, so we link up fire. We in a pour more pints, and then we watch you, them when we get on, yeah. And then we watch you see them when we let off, yeah. Road boy, watch your mouth and what you say. It's like you don't remember when you're there. Watch ya, you're there, you're Trench Town. Welcome to Rima. Wilton Garden Action Pack in the scheme, yeah. Trench Town, this a Bob Marley place. Reggae music, the home of the greats. Yes, man, Trench Town, you know.
Hey, is an album I dropping here this afternoon, you know?
Cool, man.
I love it. I love it. Guys, you see, I promised you entertainment this afternoon, and you got that and more. Right? Oh boy, I'm so sorry, but we've come to the end of another creative show this afternoon. Yes. But you know, I want to thank.
Just I get that, you know.
I tell you, my goodness.
Yeah, man.
But we want to just thank all the persons that have made the show a success this afternoon. Thank you, Kadrin Stewart, my passionate youth on the rise. Continue to do great things over there at Calabar, Rabalak to the world. Casey, big up yourself. All right. And then I want to thank my special guest creator, Debbie Bissoon. A whole lot of information, a whole lot of potent information from Debbie Bissoon this afternoon. Youths, I hope you took notes. And definitely, Debbie, I am going to send you my resume. So definitely a job is there for me, correct?
Come on.
All right. And I want to thank my featured entertainer this afternoon. Oh boy, I don't really need do I need to tell you that it's Vizadon in the building, vibes up our set. We have to go have him back in, all right? Definitely. It was a vibe here on the set this afternoon with you. Thank you, Vizadon, for coming, and big up yourself, my youth over there, sir.
Shemline, man, I want money, man.
Shemline.
Yeah, I want to big up some
big
people.
Big up yourself.
You see,
all right, you can do that,
man,
you know.
I want to big up you.
All right.
I want to big up the producer around this, sir.
All right.
I say, Shem, big up yourself and everything. I want to big up Talk of the Tone music. I want to big up the release. I want to big up Taylor Made. I want to big up Butterside music. You know, I want to big up Breadbot. I want to big up Chunia. All of people. It's going to sad. I say, know the thing. Yeah, man, the whole team. I see you pray.
Big up yourself,
yeah,
Taylor Made. All right. And definitely, I want to thank my production family, Janet Skyers, Vanessa Stewart, and Kashim Green and Brendan Headley Bailey. Thank you so much for being a part of the show this afternoon. And Owen Brown, you know, you are my studio engineer. You know, you hold it down all the time. So thank you so much. And definitely Osomokito. Oh my gosh, I have to say that. This is the taxi man, you know. Oh gosh, I just jump in him lap, you know, to reach here this afternoon, you know, like a Usain Bolt kind of thing, you know. But, you know, big up yourself, Osimo or Osomokito this afternoon. And definitely you want to catch me back another time right here for another creative show. All right, drop something now.
You have a big yo, them will kill ya. Yo, Ireland, we a fusion, them will kill ya. Before them eat my food, me rather yam for them. Give them 99 times dog and everything good. Them say me switch cause at one time me can't give them. Can't believe at them people. I'ma call my friends, me have to dig off.
All
Them
right.
thing a drive me crazy, yeah, that's why me park the ends. Keep myself to myself and not daily. If you see me online, me no want nobody heal me. Yeah.
I tell you, catch me back another
Ireland
time
Records, big up yourself.
for another creative show.
Murder.
Right here on Roots 96.1 FM, the only station, I tell you, to keep your creative talent. Core information right here.
Welcome to Kingston, Jamaica. Next stop, Trench Town.
Vines are down and echo one, another one. Hear me now, fire burn. Oh, what you know? Welcome to the city, when a man a showing up pity. Big city light and everything a shine bright. Politician them a paint a picture like Picasso. Oh, down your dark inna the ghetto with no pretty. Gunshot a echo inna the distance and guns and submachine. Cut off with jeans and gabardine. Shatter them a beat it and no care. People living in a fear. Dead body on the ground. You better watch your step and when you step off, yeah. You better watch your steal them when you let off, yeah. Road boy, watch your mouth and by your